What if I told you that in 2025, even with crazy used car prices, inflation, and dealership markups, you could still get yourself a fun, reliable, or downright cool ride for under 10 grand? Yeah. I'm not talking about rusty clunkers or Craigslist nightmares. I'm talking about real cars, the kind that still turn heads, make you smile on back roads, and don't drain your wallet at the mechanic. So buckle up, because today, we're diving into 8 of the best cars under $10,000 handpicked, not just for price, but for performance, reliability, and pure driving joy. And trust me, number 1 is something you'd never expect to find this cheap. Chevrolet Camaro Z28, 1993-2002. This thing is a V8-powered time machine straight out of the muscle car glory days. For around $7,500, you can grab yourself a 5.7-liter V8 pumping out 275 horsepower. And that's not even the best part. The 4th-gen Camaro Z28 is what gearheads call a sleeper. It doesn't scream, "Look at me," but when you hit that throttle, it moves. 0 to 60 in around 5.2 seconds. Not bad for a car older than most TikTok influencers. Sure, it's got that late 90s GM interior plastic, and yes, the rear visibility is basically good luck. But the payoff? That deep V8 rumble every time you start it. You want American muscle without breaking the bank? This is your ticket. And honestly, in a world full of EV crossovers, nothing says I'm different like rolling up in an old-school Z28. That right there? That's freedom, baby. 2. Subaru Impreza WRX, 2002-2005. If the Camaro is raw power, the Subaru WRX is precision chaos. For under $8,000, you get a 2.0L turbocharged boxer engine, 227 horsepower, and the magic ingredient all-wheel drive. This is the car that brought rally racing dreams to the suburbs. It's fast, grippy, and has that underdog energy that makes every drive feel like a rally stage. Yeah, some of these have been beaten up by wannabe Ken blocks, so you'll want to find one that hasn't lived its life bouncing off the rev limiter. But a well-kept WRX? That's one of the most balanced, fun-to-drive cars under 10K, period. You can daily it, race it, modify it, or just enjoy that turbo whoosh. And unlike a lot of older performance cars, parts are everywhere cheap, accessible, and backed by a huge fan community. Practical? Kind of. Fun? Absolutely. Mazda RX-8, 2011. All right, this one's controversial. You either love it or you run from it. For under $9,500, you can get a rotary-powered legend, the Mazda RX-8. This car doesn't have pistons. Instead, it's got a tiny rotary engine that spins like a maniac, revving up to 9,000 RPM. Driving one feels like piloting a precision tool light, agile, and perfectly balanced. It handles like a dream, especially on twisty roads. Now the catch? That rotary engine needs love. If the previous owner skipped oil changes or flooded the engine, you could be in for some headaches, but a properly maintained RX-8 is a piece of automotive art. It's the kind of car that reminds you driving isn't just about A to B. It's about how it feels getting there. If you want something unique, a car that turns every drive into a memory, the RX-8 is it. Just maybe don't let your mechanic see the engine bay. Mercedes-Benz W126 S-Class, 1980s, early 1990s. Let's switch gears from wild to refined. Meet the Mercedes-Benz W126, arguably one of the most overbuilt luxury cars ever made. You can pick one up around $9,000, and what you get is old-school Mercedes engineering back when they built cars to last forever. This was the car of CEOs, diplomats, and Bond villains. A 240-horsepower V8, rear-wheel drive, tank-like build quality, and interiors that feel like a cigar lounge on wheels. Sure, gas mileage isn't great, and some parts might need a bit of tinkering. But drive one down the highway and it's like floating silent, smooth, commanding. It's not a car, it's a statement. It says, yeah, I drive a Benz, but I didn't have to sell my soul to finance it. If you want luxury, history, and presence for under 10 grand, the W126 delivers like nothing else. Ford Mustang GT, 2005-2010. Let's be honest, you can't have a list like this without a Mustang. For between $8,000 and $10,000, The 2005-2010 Ford Mustang GT gives you a 4.6-liter V8 with 300 horsepower and a soundtrack that makes you forget about everything else. This generation brought back that retro muscle look, long hood, short deck, wide stance. It looked mean, sounded meaner, and felt like pure Americana every time you turned the key. Now, it's not the sharpest car in corners, it's more of a straight-line bruiser. But come on, this thing's about character, about power, about stepping out of your driveway and feeling like you just joined the Fast and Furious cast. And the best part? These cars are everywhere. Parts are cheap, mods are endless, and the aftermarket is insane. You want to supercharge it? Do it. You want to straight pipe it and wake up your neighbors? Absolutely. For under $10K, the Mustang GT gives you something that modern cars just don't soul. BMW E46 3 Series, 1998-2006. Now, from American muscle to European precision. The BMW E46 3 Series is one of those cars that proves the ultimate driving machine. Wasn't just a slogan. For around $6,000 to $9,000, you can find a clean 330i, or if you're lucky, even a manual coupe. You get an inline-6 engine, near-perfect balance, and steering feels so good it'll make you fall in love with driving all over again. The E46 hits that sweet spot, modern enough to be comfortable, but old school enough to feel connected. No screens, no drive modes, just you, the road, and that silky smooth straight 6 purr. Of course, it's still a BMW. So yeah, cooling system issues, window regulators, maybe a leaky valve cover or two. But if you buy one that's been cared for, you're getting one of the best handling sedans ever built at the price of a used Corolla. It's classy, it's quick, it's iconic. And every time you nail a corner in an E46, you'll get why car people still obsess over it. Honda Civic Si, 2006-2011. You knew this one was coming. The Honda Civic Si is the gold standard for affordable fun. For around $7,900, you're getting a 2.0-liter VTEC engine that revs to 8,000 RPM and a 6-speed manual that feels like butter. This car isn't about straight-line speed. It's about engagement. Every shift, every rev, every corner feels alive. And the reliability? Legendary. These things can hit 200,000 miles and still beg for more. It's also insanely practical 4 seats, decent cargo space, cheap maintenance. If you want a car that's equal parts daily driver and weekend toy, this is the one. It's lightweight. It's bulletproof. It's VTEC, baby. 8. Toyota Tacoma, 2005-2015. And finally, the tank, the Toyota Tacoma. If everything else on this list disappeared tomorrow, this truck would probably still be running 20 years from now. For around $9,000, $10,000, you can grab a high-mileage Tacoma and it'll still outlast most newer trucks. With its V6 engine, bulletproof transmission, and indestructible frame, the Tacoma is basically the cockroach of the truck world. Off-road? No problem. Hauling? Easy. Daily driving? Comfortable enough. And the resale value? Unreal. You could drive it for 5 years and still sell it for almost the same price. There's a reason people call it the forever truck. It's not flashy. It's not luxurious. But it's the one vehicle on this list you could hand down to your kids. And it'd still start on the first try. So there you have it, 8 cars that prove you don't need $50,000 to drive something worth loving, from the thunder of American V8s, to the precision of Japanese engineering, to the timeless class of German design. Each one of these machines represents something the modern car world is quickly forgetting: connection. It's not about touch screens or driver assists. It's about how a car makes you feel. And that's the beauty of buying used. You're not just getting a car. You're getting a piece of automotive history for under 10 grand. So the next time someone says you can't find a good car in this market, just send them this video. And hey, if you learned something new, smash that like button, drop a comment with which car you'd pick. And don't forget to subscribe, because we've got more car deep dives, buying guides, and underrated gems coming your way every week.